Good morning, student. Now today we are getting start chapter number 1 of 8th class, an introduction to resources. Firstly, I discuss here the definition of resources. Anything on the earth that is necessary for the survival of human being and satisfy human need is called resources. Early humans were unaware of the utility of these natural resources, but now they were fully dependent upon the environment for their needs. With the passage of time, humans developed different techniques to convert these natural resources into useful articles that could satisfy their every needs. Now, as a technology is developing at a fast rate, human beings are using newer methods to conserve the available resources and to minimize waste. We should understand that although natural gifts are endless, we need to use them carefully so that they are not destroyed forever. Here I show the flow charts of types of resources. Resources, first is natural resources, second human made resources, and third is human resources. Firstly, I discuss natural resources. Natural resources we have further divided into two types. First, renewable resources. Second, non-renewable resources. Okay, student, non-renewable resources further classified into two categories. First is recyclable, second non-recyclable. Recyclable like gold, silver, etc. Iron also mentioned in these examples, and non-recyclable like coal, petroleum and natural gas. If we see renewable resources, these are of two types. First, wind, water and air, and second, flora and fauna. Okay, my dear student, human made resources like road, buildings, educations, training, health, etc. and human resources. Human resources like education, technique, training, health, etc. These are including human resources. Now we discuss one by one each here. First, natural resources. Natural resources are the gifts of nature. They found on the earth that are used without much alterations are called natural resources like water, air, soil, minerals, etc. are example of natural resources. Natural resources further divided into different categories. First, here I discussed classification based on origin. That means इनके उत्पत्ति के आधार पर there are two types. First, biotic resources and second, abiotic resources. As you know, my students, biotic resources are derived from the living organisms like plant, animals, and abiotic resources are found from physical or non-living environment. They includes air, water, land and minerals. Some of these resources can be exhausted by excessive use because they are available in limited quantity in nature. Their total reserve cannot be increased by human efforts. These resources are in a great demand for the development of industries. And biotic resources include most of the biotic resources have the capacity to reproduce if the environment conditions are favorable. Okay, my dear student, may you better understand that concept. Next, we discuss here the classification based on the development. Classification based on the development. That means इनके विकास के आधार पर they are further divided into two categories. First is actual resources and second is potential resources. Here I discuss actual resources. Actual resources or developed resources are those resources whose total quantity and quality are presently known and which are already being used by human beings. That means जितने भी नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज जिनकी टोटल क्वालिटी और क्वांटिटी के बारे में हमें आज पता है और हम उसे एट प्रेजेंट यूज़ कर रहे हैं, दे आर कॉल्ड डेवलप्ड और एक्चुअल रिसोर्सेज. Resources like coal, petroleum and uranium come in this category. Some factors that led to the development of these resources are the need of the people, technology and economic usefulness. Our second category is potential resources. Potential resources are those resources whose total available quantity is not known at present. My dear student, कुछ रिसोर्सेज नेचर में आज भी ऐसे हैं जिनके बारे में जिनकी अवेलेबिलिटी आज भी हमें नहीं पता कि कितनी है. दीज रिसोर्सेज आर अराउंड अस बट आर नॉट फुली यूज्ड. हमारे आसपास हैं बट इनको हम इस्तेमाल नहीं कर रहे हैं. दे कैन बी यूज्ड इन फ्यूचर. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, Africa has a number of waterfall which may used in further to generate hydroelectricity, but at present they have not been fully utilized. Therefore, these waterfalls are potential resources for Africa. Potential resources need detailed survey to estimate their quantity and quality. Okay. May you better understand about these. Our second type is classification based on renewability. Renewable or inexhaustible resources have the capacity to reproduce, regenerate or renew by natural process within a short span of time. ये वो resources हैं my dear student जो कुछ अवधि के बाद जिनको हम फिर से reproduce कर सकते हैं, regenerate फिर से बना सकते हैं, renew कर सकते हैं, like air, water, solar energy. Animals, plant and human beings are the best example of such resources. Some of these resources are unlimited like sunlight, water and wind. And the second category of non-renewable resources. Non-renewable or exhaustible resources are available only in fixed amount. They have in a fixed amount. They do not get replenished by natural process. इनको प्राकृतिक प्रक्रिया के आधार पर हम फिर से प्राप्त या रिन्यू नहीं कर सकते हैं. Examples: coal, natural gas, petroleum and minerals like iron and copper. With the help of technology, we can recycle some of the minerals like gold, silver and iron. But fossil fuel cannot be recycled yet. Our next classifications, my dear student, classification based on distribution. That means पूरे वर्ल्ड में इनके डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन बंटवारे के आधार पर इनका क्लासिफिकेशन किया जाता है. कुछ रिसोर्सेज हर जगह अवेलेबल होते हैं, कुछ रिसोर्सेज कहीं स्पेसिफिक एरिया में ही पाए जाते हैं. The resources are not equally distributed all over the earth. So, on the basis of their distribution, they can be classified into two types: ubiquitous and localized. First type, ubiquitous resources. Ubiquitous resources are found everywhere. For example, air, wind and sunlight. My dear student, ये वो रिसोर्सेज होते हैं जो मेनली हर जगह आपको देखने को मिलेंगे. एयर, विंड, सनलाइट, these are the example of this type of resources. Second is localized resources. Localized resources are found at certain places. For example, gold, silver, copper, coal and iron. As you know student कि गोल्ड है, सिल्वर है, कॉपर है, वो कहीं स्पेसिफिक एरियाओं में ही वर्ल्ड में पाया जाता है, हर जगह ये अवेलेबल नहीं है. Many physical factors like soil, climate and altitude are responsible for the distribution of natural resources. There is an unequal distribution of resources because these factors differ so much all over the earth. Next category, here we discuss human-made resources. You already know about the human-made resources, which are made by human beings, are called human-made resources. For example, machines, tools, building, technology. As the name suggested, these resources are created by human beings from the materials available in the environment. Machines, tools, buildings and other infrastructures are all examples of human-made resources. Technology is also a human-made resources. Okay, our next category is, here we discuss human resources. My dear student, human-made resources and human resources, both are the different things. Human-made resources means resources which are made by human beings, but human resources means human being are as a resources because of their skills, their knowledge. Human beings are the most important resources of the world. Though their knowledge and skill, they can make the best use of natural resources. They can discover, exploit, develop and convert the available or potential resources into useful product. Therefore, if a country wants to progress, it should first develop its human resources. My dear student, अगर ह्यूमन रिसोर्स को कोई भी कंट्री अच्छे से डेवलप करती है, तभी उस कंट्री की इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट हो सकती है, क्योंकि ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मीन्स कि ह्यूमन के अंदर जो स्किल्स हैं, जो क्वालिटी है, उनको इंक्रीज करना. आवर नेक्स्ट कंसेप्ट, here we discuss conserving resources. My dear student, what is your opinion? We conserve natural resources? Yes or no? Maybe. Yes. Yes, my dear student, we conserve our natural resources for further generation. Using natural resources carefully and giving them a time to get renewed is called conservation of resources. Students, जो प्राकृतिक रिसोर्स हैं उनको ध्यान पूर्वक इस्तेमाल करना ताकि वेस्टेज कम से कम हो और फ्यूचर के लिए उनको बचा के रखना. दिस इज़ कॉल्ड कंजर्विंग रिसोर्सेज. और रिसोर्सेज शुड बी यूज्ड वाइडली. नॉट ओनली do we need to assess our resources, but we should also protect and preserve them. You know about the 3 R's? Yes. Reduce, recycle and reuse. This is the best method to conserve our natural resources. In early times the population was low and the human needs were limited. They could fulfill all their needs from their surroundings with the scientific and technological advancement. Human beings started using resources on a larger scale. The increase in populations and rising demand for the various goods and minerals have already caused a damage to many valuable resources. Due to misuse and overuse of resources to satisfy human greed, the quality of air, water, and land has deteriorated. Also, certain species of birds, plants, and animals have become extinct, and those that are remaining are not the verge of extinction. This has created a situation in which non-renewable resources like petroleum and coal could be exhausted after some time. Thus, a balance between population growth and the utilizations of resources is the need of the hour. My dear student, आज के समय की जो मुख्य जो हमारी मांग है वो है नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज को बचा के रखना. इसी से जुड़ा हुआ एक कंसेप्ट वी डिस्कस हेयर दैट इज कॉल्ड सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट ऑफ रिसोर्सेज. सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट्स मीन्स डेवलपमेंट that take place without damaging the environment. When we use natural resources wisely for today's need and also conserve them for our future generation, it is known as sustainable development. Sustainable developments का सही मायने में जो अर्थ है कि हम अपने नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट से जो भी चीज़ें इस्तेमाल करें वो नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट को डैमेज किए बिना ही इस्तेमाल करें. इट इज़ कॉल्ड सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट. देयर आर वेरियस वे बाय विच वी कंजर्व our resources. Some of them here I discuss. First, by switching off fans and light when not required, by growing trees more than those being cut down, by not wasting water while bathing or washing. My dear student, आप भी हेल्प कर सकते हो रिसोर्सेज को सेव करने के लिए. आप घर में अपनी लाइट्स को, फैन को जब उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट ना हो उनको स्विच ऑफ करें. growing more and more trees and do not waste water. स्टूडेंट्स, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट मीन्स कि हमें एक न्यायिक प्रयोग करना चाहिए जितने भी नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज हैं. द फ्यूचर ऑफ आवर planet is linked with our ability to maintain and preserve the life support system that is provided to us by our nature. Here, according to me, there are some important aspects related to sustainable development. First is economic development. My dear students, sustainable development के साथ साथ हमारा आर्थिक विकास भी होना ज़रूरी है. हमारा आर्थिक विकास इसी चीज़ से जुड़ा हुआ है. सेकेंड, सोशल प्रोग्रेस. हमारे जो सामाजिक प्रगति है वो भी सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट से जुड़ी हुई है. उसके बाद एनवायरमेंटल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. माय डियर स्टूडेंट, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट में ना सिर्फ हमारा इकोनॉमिक विकास होगा, सोशल प्रोग्रेस होगी, इवन जो एनवायरमेंट है उसको डैमेज होने से भी हमें ही बचाना है. दिस इज़ आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. Okay student, may you understand this chapter very well. Here I give you a preview. Water, air, soil, minerals and natural vegetations are all natural resources. Most of natural resources provide us with the raw materials and we have to process them into useful products that are fit for human consumption. Biotic resources includes plant such as cereal crops, fruits and vegetables. Abiotic resources include air, water, land and minerals. Sunlight, water and wind are inexhaustible resources. Coal, natural gas, petroleum, and minerals like iron and copper are executable resources. Physical factors like soil, climate, and altitude are responsible for the distribution of natural resources. Careful uses of natural resources is called conservation of resources. Human beings are using newer method to conserve available resources and to minimize wastage. Okay, my dear student, best of luck.